Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, and the psychic, the celebrity astrologer, Angela Pearl. What's really going on here? And why was this personal correspondence between the Sussexes and this woman leaked in a heavily redacted manner?
Okay, so let's unpack this because the whole thing is wild even by Harry and Meghan standards. We've officially entered the psychic advisor era of the Sussex storyline, and honestly, if this episode showed up in The Crown, people would claim it was unrealistic. But here we are. It's 2025, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are now tied to celebrity astrologer Angela Pearl, a Gold Coast mystic who has somehow ended up in the middle of Kardashian-adjacent media storm, a leaked letter scandal, a Diana cosplay accusation, and claims that Meghan now refuses to schedule a meeting without checking the moon.
Brittany from the Royal News Network, she's got strong views on this. Very, very strong views on this, which we're going to get to in just one moment. But first, let me show you this letter. Very odd that it's ended up public, given it is personal correspondence, dated the 24th of October 2025. Dear Angela, we wanted to thank you for joining us, and insight was such a welcome addition. Your energy and insight, was such a welcome addition. On a separate note, we hope your family in Ukraine remains safe, and we look forward to staying in touch, especially as we look to visit Australia again. Best wishes, Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Now, according to Rob Shooter, this is very much Meghan Markle's Mystic Meg. He writes, grab your crystals. Meghan Markle has entered her full astrology era, and insiders say it's giving vintage Nancy Reagan with a glam Netflix twist. Multiple sources tell Shooter Scoop that the Duchess of Sussex is now completely obsessed with the celebrity astrologer Angela Pearl, the mystic who mysteriously resurfaced online in that photo with Harry and Meghan just hours after the Kardashian birthday fiasco. Coincidence? The stars say no. This isn't dabbling, one palace-adjacent insider insists. Meghan won't approve a meeting, sign a deal, or even accept a dinner invitation without checking Angela's charts. It's very, hold on, let me see what the moon is doing. Another insider jokes that Angela has quietly become Meghan's unofficial chief of staff. She's Mystic Meg meets Nancy Reagan, the source says. Glamorous, cosmic, and very in control of Meghan's calendar. Even wilder, Meghan and Harry sent Angela a handwritten thank you note praising her energy and insight, which has set off a frenzy in Hollywood and Montecito. Behind the scenes, Angela is reporting advising them on everything from travel timing to public appearances to crisis avoidance. So Brittany, editor of the Royal News Network, you don't buy into this stuff, but can I just say before we get into that, my theory here is that yet again, this is Meghan researching and cosplaying Princess Diana. And it shocks me that no one has understood that because, of course, Diana had that very close relationship with Simone Simmons, a woman who I know well. That was like her spiritual advisor. And it feels like Meghan is doing this yet again to pull the wool over Harry's eyes. Am I wrong?
No, Dan, you're not wrong. That's immediately what came to my mind as well, is that she's very much trying to, again, mimic and cosplay Diana in the worst way possible, in my opinion, and utilizing what I would call hokum to try to attempt to mitigate the disasters. I mean, Meghan just has to take a look at the last couple of weeks to know that that actually did not help at all. And it's not, though, a surprise that she's using that to manipulate Harry. And I mean, in my opinion, and we see this a lot with Harry too, when it comes to Diana, when it comes to his grandmother and these sorts of things, these people who have passed on, and he says, oh, they would approve of what I'm doing. They would support what I'm doing. I'm living my mother's life, Harry has said basically. And so very much he uses the dead to justify his actions now, which I think is deplorable because they can't speak for themselves. And definitely Meghan is pulling on that string, utilizing that mother wound that Harry has in order to again, promote herself, move herself through, I guess, the entertainment industry in one way or another. I think it's really cruel to her husband to do that. And you look at this situation, you go, yeah, I'm not surprised that Megan would go in this direction. She did that whole event at somebody's house, which sort of looked like witchcraft and these sorts of things. And this again is a woman who allegedly converted to the Church of England, was baptized in the water with water from the Jordan River, something considered very sacred to Christians, wore a Christian bracelet, and now, of course, is kind of dabbling in when I would go in an area definitely that would not be approved by the Bible, let's just say.
And Brittany, the thing is, there's no way Angela Pearl is posting this without the permission of Harry and Meghan. Because for Angela Pearl, this is like an absolute gold dust relationship, which she needs. So clearly they want it out there. This is another PR stunt. I can understand people who say, Brittany, that the timing of this was very much consciously engineered in order to try and take some heat off the Kardashian scandal. It worked to a certain extent, although I think the Kardashian scandal was much bigger. But they're sort of playing that game, aren't they? Where clearly they gave her the permission to put this out there, knowing that it would steal a little bit of focus from what was going on with the Kardashians, which everyone admits now was a complete and utter disaster. And also hangs that little piece of low-hanging fruit about, oh, we're going to be coming back to Australia. Like, why? Like, Meghan hated her tour to Australia so much that she demanded to royal courtiers that she was paid. Like, why do you want to go back there? What's going on there?
Let's start with a letter, because yes, an actual letter exists. So the correspondence, dated the 24th of October, 2025, reads like one of those carefully engineered casual but not actually casual Sussex notes. Dear Angela, we wanted to thank you for joining us. Your energy and insight was such a welcome addition. We hope your family in Ukraine remain safe. We look forward to staying in touch, especially as we look to visit Australia again. Best wishes, Harry and Meghan. Now, this thing didn't just appear online. This was not, leaked. Angela Pearl posted it.
I mean, it's such an interesting question, Dan, especially when you consider the fact that the Kardashians, I would argue, pretty much the most powerful family in the entertainment industry right now. They move millions upon millions of dollars every year at this point. They are themselves billionaires. They have multiple properties. They are the wealthiest of wealthiest, very powerful now in the entertainment industry. And they've done that through really a lot of work. It took them 20 years to grow into the juggernaut that they are now. And they get told by Meghan Markle, oh no, you got to take those pictures down. You need to take those pictures down. And then Meghan will turn around and tell a psychic, yeah, share this picture, share this personal no. And I would think as the Kardashian, I would be a little annoyed. Like, I invited you to this special party. You got to come and it was like just family and friends. Then we take pictures. We're taking pictures. You demand they're taken down, but then you use a psychic to post or an astrologer to post your pictures. I think it was a terrible move by Harry and Meghan. I don't think it really distracted anything from the Kardashian issue at all. And just reminds everybody that Harry and Meghan are very much hypocritical. They are perfectly willing for their image to be out there when they control it, when they control the narrative, and when it fits their agenda, but get angry when it's not. And again, in the reality of this social media world, you just can't control every aspect of your presence online. And I wish the Kardashians, when asked by Meghan and her team to take those pictures down, they just would have told her, no, we're not going to do it. Because you were there, you basically consented to this. It is what it is. But yeah, Meghan posting those, I'm just going to think it's going to tick off the whole entertainment industry, really.
By the way,
them and the astrologer.
By the way, I just want to provide a little bit of context about Angela Pearl, because she was born in Ukraine, even though she's now based on the Gold Coast of Australia. And she's popular, particularly in Russian-speaking communities. But what is really odd, Brittany, is that she has posted royal readings in the past. So she was already known in royal watching circles for frequently analysing Harry, Meghan, but also William, Catherine, and the late Queen. Which makes this connection very odd, doesn't it, Brittany?
It really does. And it goes to show, I think, that Meghan oftentimes seeks out, you could say, fans. She wanted somebody who was a potential fan because they would be more willing to, let's say, go along with what she wanted because they have that sort of, let's say, a little bit maybe of that fan mentality that she could pull from. And so I don't know how, we don't know really how they met, how they connected, but I wouldn't be surprised if Meghan saw some of those because we've seen in their house that people who do fan art of Meghan, she asks them for a copy of it. So, would it be a surprise at all if Meghan searching for herself finds these astrology readings and goes, "Yeah, I like that. Let's contact her because she's telling me things I want to hear. She's saying things I want to see." And so I can 100% see Meghan making that connection because despite what Meghan claims, she very much is constantly trolling for herself and stuff about herself on social media. So I would not be surprised if that's how she came across Angela. And again, is utilizing that to really kind of bolster that connection. And it's very Meghan.
Also very Meghan, Brittany, is the fact that she's sucking the joy and the life out of Christmas. I mean, remember, she doesn't even call it Christmas. Okay, it's holidays. It's holidays for her. And now her stocking video.
Brittany's final analysis is the harshest but probably the most accurate. They lied too much. They overestimated their talent. They underestimated the public. They trashed the royals endlessly. They produced mediocre content. They lost goodwill faster than anyone expected. They believed their own hype. Everything they succeeded at, the Oprah moment, the Netflix doc, Spare, relied entirely on attacking the royal family. But after that, they had nothing. No talent, no story, no business skill, no strategy, no brand.
Which she posted over the weekend on Instagram is just so dire and dull. I mean, number one, those colors. Number two, we know that this is all set up like it's totally not a natural experience, Brittany.
It isn't. And in this age of course, social media literacy, people are I would say exceptionally aware of really, really fake premises and staging and stuff. And that's exactly what this is. The colors are muted and terrible. You know, you think of Christmas as being bright and festive, and you can't even see what she's putting into somebody's stocking. So is it something from As Ever? Is it from anything? It's just really dull and basic and just I think in my opinion absolutely terrible from a marketing perspective. It's so short, it doesn't even give you any sort of sense of anything like she's smiling to herself. It just comes across as very weird and strange. We know that's not her house. We know that's not her decorations. We know that has no connection to her. So it's her putting something in a stocking for 2 seconds. We know she's just going to pop it out and do the same motion again so that they can capture it for the cameras. And then they'll pack all that stuff up out of that house and leave. And so it just comes across as very fake, very contrived, and not helping the tanking brand of As Ever whatsoever.
Well, yeah, and Brittany, Rob Shooter has some more on that tanking brand, actually, because Meghan has spoken in loads of interviews over the past few months about how she wants to team up with retailers, but that has not succeeded, at least for Christmas. And Shooter Scoop reveals Meghan Markle entered the season aiming for a holiday retail triumph. But insiders say the launch of her As Ever Christmas collection is off to a worrying start. Despite Meghan's polished rollout, completely with the pristine winter-themed promo video, early sales figures are described by sources as, quote, alarmingly weak. Multiple major retailers who had been in preliminary talks are now said to have quietly passed, leaving Meghan to rely wholly on her own channels to move product. She expected a major lifestyle empire moment, one insider explains, but the response has been muted, extremely muted, Complicating matters is the timing. Meghan's promotional push landed in the same week as the Kris Jenner birthday party drama, where Meghan and Harry were scrubbed from Kardashian's social posts. Though the move was framed as a privacy measure, industry watchers say it cast a long shadow. Meghan's friends insist the rollout was always meant to start softly and build through December, but a senior retail executive put it bluntly: holiday collections must launch strong. Meghan didn't get that, not yet. And I mean, there's no way it's going in stores before Christmas, Brittany. And again, this is part of the risk of her revealing so much of her so-called strategy, which actually very often turns out to be simply a pipe dream, which she then has to row back on, pretending as if we never knew what she had said previously.
Just PR stunts, crystals, and a psychic. This Angela Pearl saga isn't just weird. It's revealing. It shows. Meghan is desperate to control the narrative. Harry is lost in emotional manipulation and magical thinking. Their brand is collapsing. Hollywood is turning the page. The Mystic storyline is a PR distraction, and the chaos is only getting worse. When you're relying on astrology to guide your business decisions, distract from scandals, repair your image, and choose when to travel, you're not winning. You're spiraling, and the public can see it. Let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future uploads. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.